Final story in this section of the podcast, Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, let's get into that. Wasn't that a huge thing? Of course, he's the guy who's accused of killing the chief executive of an American health insurer, UnitedHealthcare. His name was Brian Thompson. He was shot and killed in Manhattan last week. He held one of the most powerful positions when it comes to healthcare in America. UnitedHealthcare is a really big business. Last year, just to give you a scale of it, it reported $281 billion in revenue.
Billions again. We'll talk about United a bit more in a sec, but staying on what happened, a 5-day search for the gunman followed. On Monday, the 26-year-old suspect, Luigi Mangione, was arrested in Pennsylvania after an employee at a McDonald's recognised him and called the police. It feels like it's dominated social media ever since.
It really has. And look, there's a huge level of disdain for healthcare, particularly insurers in the United States. People really, really hate these companies. Many have used this act to share their experiences of healthcare and insurance in the United States. Stories like having to wait 3 days in hospital for them to approve an ambulance, for example. There's one case, a woman to take her baby to have brain surgery, like really harrowing stuff.
Just heaps and heaps of stories being shared about that. To give some context, America's health system is very different from ours. There is a huge reliance on insurance to cover the costs of healthcare. There's always concerns about how much that's costing the public, always concerns about claims as well that are knocked back. And then on top of that, there's this commentary about a rising fan club for Mangione.
Yeah, and this is where I guess we get into the of its time, like how these stories can sort of go into a whole new sphere. The internet really has done that when it comes to this. So the New York Times wrote this week that he's a handsome guy. He's a young guy. They've really focused a good part of their reporting on some of these factors, like why has this been such a big story? Pictures of him have been everywhere, not just from sightings when they were trying to track him down during that manhunt, but also from his online life, because he's in his 20s. He's of that age where a lot of his life and imagery and videos and pictures online of people that are on the internet.
Yeah, you can access that, although they have shut down his social media accounts now, I believe. That aside, it is the act of allegedly killing the head of a big health insurer that means he's been sort of elevated to folk hero status in the eyes of some, and that's what seems to be really concerning. With regard to UnitedHealthcare, specifically during Thompson's tenure as CEO, it was accused by lawmakers and regulators of systematically rejecting health claims. Mangione had a document conveying disgust with insurance executives on him when the police took him into custody. The shell casings from the crime had the words delay, deny and depose. That's notable because it's not dissimilar to the book title Delay, Deny, Defend. That's a book about why insurance companies don't pay claims and what you can do about it. It could be a coincidence, maybe, maybe not. There's also been a little bit said about his health struggles.
Yeah, that he was personally suffering from a back injury, and what some reports say is that over the last 6 months or so, he'd pretty much cut off contact from his friends and from his family. Lots of speculation. We don't really know his motive. There's a lot to come about the details.
Doesn't have a criminal record.
Yeah.
It's kind of intriguing.
Ivy League educated, apparently very smart.
Valedictorian of his class, the whole thing.
Lots of friends saying he's a great guy, can't believe it's him, all of that, yeah.
Mangione is facing firearms charges in Pennsylvania, which is, as I said, where he was arrested. He's fighting an extradition order to face that murder charge in New York. Thanks for watching. For more news with The Squiz, make sure to hit subscribe using the button below.
We're your shortcut to being informed.